Good morning, future Paul. Back down on the boat. In the last video we were working on the engine, but as I said in that little update I did last week, after I've sort of been working on the engine for a few weeks, I like to sort of put that aside, work on something else, just to get my head straight, because it can be frustrating and tiring working on the engine, and I think I enjoy the woodwork a lot more. So I'm going to do a little bit of that this week, and next week go back to the engine. So the plan is I'm going to do some templating today to build some deck beams. I'm going to build 3 deck beams to go on the back of the boat, along with the deck boxes I made, and that's to alleviate the rainwater falling in. So it's going to be, I'm going to laminate some curved deck beams and cover them in plywood and sort of paint it with, what's it called? I've got polyester, but maybe some kind of resin, epoxy, to waterproof it. So that's the plan. So today I'm just making some templates like I did for the deck boxes, and take some measurements, and then I'll be going back up to my workshop and starting to work on making a jig to do the deck beams. So yeah, that's where we are this week. As you can see, I've got this bit of just pine that I bought from B&Q, and this isn't going to be part of the deck beams. This is just as part of the template, just so I can get the right fittings. It fits snug here, and that's all at the right angle, and the deck beam will come down to about here. It'll start here and here. I'll show you on the drawings. So I've got, where are we? This bit here. So we need one of the advantages of the staple gun over the glue gun was it didn't go off quite so fast. Or get there. That's it. There we go. Right. Perfect. Just like that. So we have here this line, and I'll show you how that equates to the drawing. So that's that one done. Perfect. Just need to do 2 more of those and we're in business. So here we have the basic patterns I made. The line is here, here and here. They're more or less the same, but there's a few, so you can see this is the real one. it's slightly different measurements, but I just need to take a couple of more angles off the side of the boat to add to them, and then I can take them back up to my workshop. Alright, so here's my templates. I don't need an extra strut on the back one. I had to redo this one actually, this angle, because I fucked it up. But I've marked off where the measurements are that I need to take. Right, that's me done for the day. I've got my stencils. Going to go back up to the my workshop and see if I can work out how to build this jig. Fast forward a couple of days. I'm back in the lab. I've had a bad couple of days in bed, but I'm up now. So I'm going to attempt to do some lofting. I'm building a deck on the back of the boat. I've taken all of the measurements and stuff, and I'm going to I'll show you some when I've been in bed the last couple of days. I've been doing some stuff in SketchUp, designing how it's going to look. Now, the reason I'm doing this isn't because I really need a deck, although I'd like one to stop with the water. It's because next year, or the year after, I want to build a small skiff, and this is just a way of practicing some of the things, some of the skills and some of the techniques I'll need for that. My priority is getting my engine working on my current boat, but I'd like a little flat bottom skiff to go with the boat in the future. So anyway, that's why I'm tinkering about doing a bit of lofting and battening and stuff. And when I feel a bit better, I think I'm anemic, I'm not really sure, but when I'm feeling a bit stronger, I'm going to go down the boat and start working on the engine again, hopefully in the next few days. So let's see if we can do a bit of this lofting malarkey. My workshop isn't the ideal environment, but I'm gonna see what I can do. I've got if you look here, I've got these shelves set up along this wall, and I've got some extra boards. What I'm going to do is use these two bits of tongue and groove to keep them, screw them together as one long board, flip them over, and then use that as a lofting table. Some of my older viewers, some of my older viewers will remember Mr. Trebus, the notorious hoarder. Well, I'm a bit like him, but I always keep everything. So I've managed to keep some bits and bobs that I think are going to be useful for this job. So I get most of my screws is from taking them out of old bits of abandoned furniture and what have you. Right, so I've got this long board as my ad hoc lofting table. Now I can start putting some measurements onto it. It's not, as I said, it's not ideal, but I'm limited for space in here, so I'll have to do. I also think I'm going to have to get a stronger bulb because it's dingy as fuck in this hole. Anyway. Got this measurement here to here corresponds to this measurement from here to here. So it's not a very big curve, but it's it should be quite easy to do. So I've put the nails in to keep the batten between, and now I just have to decide on what kind of arc I want. I want quite a pronounced arc, so I think about there. If we look, I'm going in between sort of here and here. I've drawn it as a dotted line, so it's not that big a curve. So there's the 165 mark. So as you can see, it goes on a gentle curve up to here. I think that should be enough. So all I need to do is draw over that with a pencil, and then I can start making the jig. So we can take up our batten now, lean it up against the wall. There we have our nice gentle curve. Perfect. Now I need to do another version of that because this bit of the deck, it's exaggerated height here. This bit of the deck is already filled in, so I might not touch that. But so I've only done the extra deck to here. But if I do decide to strip that off and do this Carlin the whole way, I need to work out the arc for the line all the way to the back of the boat. So I'm just going to work out exactly where I want it to end, and then I'll see if I can do the same as I did for this arch, just it'll be a little bit longer. So here we have our second batten. It's further, taking us further out. It's not quite long enough to start here, but it follows the line of the first batten into here, and then it starts to go off. Now I know that this point here is 66 centimeters from the side of the boat, so from here up to here is another 66 centimeters until we reach the edge. So we know there's plenty of room. The deck's going to be quite wide here, and from here it's 75, so should be, and this will more or less take us to the center of the boat here, so we'll see. So the blocks sit on the line there, and this one will come on the other side of the wood I'm going to bend, and then clamping on either side. So they've all got their tops to be clamped. So I'll laminate it and then clamp it. First thing I've got to do is screw all of these onto the board. These can remain free, but once I've screwed these onto the board, then I'll be done for the day. Let's drill some pilot holes. actually screwing these down onto the top of these shelves. Right, so I've mocked it up with clamps in just to get an idea. I need 2 more clamps, but they're currently on the board, so I'll bring them up. So the laminated wood should be about 4 or 5 centimeters thick, and it'll follow this line through all the way along to there, and that should give me a perfect laminated curve. So I think that's probably going to be it for this video. I've not really done anything this month because I've been unwell, but I want to get a video diary out anyway. So done a lot of prep work, and I'll show that. But even though I've been in bed for a long time this last week, I think it's important to do these videos because it keeps me motivated, stops me from getting depressed, because it can be really depressing having to being so limited in what I can do. So at least I'm getting stuff done. Alright. Oscar, shut the boot. Oh. Hey guys, welcome to my show. Right, I've just at work at the minute. We're just delivering a christening cake at the Glebe Centre in Merton, near our old shop. I just wanted to do a quick addendum to the video I made, because it was quite a depressing end. It's just the nature of my disability, my condition, that, you know, it's ups and downs, and I don't want anybody, I'm not doing these videos so people feel sorry for me, and I don't want you to sort of come away from it feeling depressed, because I'm fine. It's just, you know, it's part of life for me that I have these sort of ups and downs, and I just have to deal with it. And I've over the last 10 years, I'm slowly coming to terms with it and sort of living the best life I can. So I just wanted to put that on the end of the video, so it wasn't such a depressing end. So next time I'm going to what was I going to do? I'll be actually on the boat again, because I've not been down there for a week because I've not been strong enough. I'm going to be, what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to get some wet and dry sandpaper, and I'm going to sort of sand down the top of the head to get it nice and flat. I've seen a few videos about it on YouTube, so it looks, I've just got to do a little jig to do that, and then the gasket will sit better on it. And I'm also next week going to be laminating the deck beams and starting to fit them. So hopefully I should feel a little bit more human. I feel okay today, but it's still quite early and I've not done anything yet. So that's it. So I'll see you next time, future Paul.